Imagine one moment on stage so powerful that an outlet as big as Billboard had to coin a brand new phrase just to describe it. Not about the vocals, not about the choreography, but about hair. Yes, you heard that right. This time, what's shaking the internet isn't just his golden voice, but the way he whipped his hair around on stage, so wild it earned him the nickname Samson Power. If you're wondering what actually happened, why major global media outlets felt compelled to write about it, and why Korean netizens have been buzzing about it for days, stick around until the end, because we're breaking down everything straight from the sources. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell, because we always bring you the hottest K-pop news straight from the source. Alright, without further ado, let's dive into today's main story. Here's what actually happened. On July 6th and 7th local time, BTS held a concert titled World Tour Erarang in London at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. This wasn't just any concert, because it marked BTS's first performance in the UK in 7 years. You can imagine how massive the anticipation was, especially among ARMY across Europe who had been waiting for this moment for a long time. And amid the excitement of those 2 nights, one figure managed to steal the entire spotlight: Jimin. It wasn't just about his vocals, which have always been one of his trademarks, but this time the spotlight fell on his overall stage presence, his charisma, his energy, and a small detail that turned out to be huge in the eyes of international media: his hair. Throughout the performance, Jimin took the stage with long hair that he whipped around with full force as he danced. That moment was captured on camera, spread across social media, and within hours became a topic of conversation everywhere, not just among fans, but also in the newsrooms of major global outlets. And here's the interesting part. Concert reviews usually focus on vocals, stage formations, or the chemistry between members. But this time, one outlet zeroed in on Jimin's hair as one of the best moments of the entire show. And the term they used to describe it? Samson Power. For those who don't know, Samson is a figure from a classic story whose strength was said to lie in his hair. So when international media attached this term to Jimin, it wasn't just a joke, it was their way of saying that his stage power, his energy, could be felt even through his hair whipping wildly through the air. The first outlet worth talking about is The Guardian, one of the most influential daily newspapers in the UK. This outlet published an official review of BTS's London concert, and the result was outstanding, a full 5-star rating. The review's title itself is quite striking, roughly translating to something about K-pop's masters returning to the UK for the first time in 7 years, delivering pure joy and remarkable variety. From the title alone, you can already sense how positive the tone of the piece was. What's interesting is that within the review, The Guardian's writer specifically touched on how, by the end of the show, audiences would end up with one favorite member, and that member named was Jimin. The writer even admitted feeling inspired to learn Korean after being captivated by what they witnessed. Stop and think about that for a second. This isn't a K-pop outlet, or an Asian entertainment outlet that regularly covers Korean idols. This is The Guardian, mainstream British media known for being critical and rarely handing out excessive praise. When an outlet of this caliber gives a perfect rating and specifically names one member as the most memorable, that's a strong signal that Jimin's stage presence has genuinely reached a different level. This also isn't the first time Jimin has been singled out by international media. But this particular moment in London felt different because it coincided with BTS's massive comeback in Europe after 7 years away. That means audience expectations were at their absolute peak, and Jimin managed to meet those expectations, and then some. Now let's get to the part that gives this video its title: Billboard and the term Samson Power. Billboard, the most influential music outlet in the United States, published a dedicated piece rounding up the best moments from BTS's London concert. And out of everything, from the stage formations, to the song transitions, to the members' interactions with the crowd, one thing they highlighted separately was Jimin's hair. In the piece, Billboard noted that the volume of Jimin's hair was so powerful it deserved praise all on its own. Then, when describing his stage movements, the way he whipped his long hair around while dancing, they used the term that eventually went viral: Samson-like power. Why did this term catch on so effectively and spread so fast? Because it captured something that had already long been part of Jimin's image: physical intensity on stage. Jimin is known as one of the best dancers in the K-pop industry, with movements that flow smoothly yet carry real force. This hair-whipping moment became a kind of visual shorthand for all that energy, something people could instantly grasp even if they'd never watched one of his concerts live. And once the term Samson Power came out of an outlet as big as Billboard, the reaction spread fast. Clips of the moment were reshared across platforms, hashtags popped up everywhere, and netizens started making all kinds of edits and reaction posts about it. Some joked that Jimin should never cut his hair again, while others said this was solid proof that charisma simply cannot be hidden, not even through hair. What made this moment even more solid from a journalistic standpoint is that two major outlets, The Guardian and Billboard, both spotlighted Jimin separately, from different angles, yet arrived at a similar conclusion. He was the center of attention on the London stage. Beyond The Guardian and Billboard, there's one more outlet that gave him special attention: Dazed, a UK-based outlet focused on youth culture and fashion. Dazed posted a direct cam recording of one of Jimin's performance moments during Body to Body at the London concert, and interestingly, that video was the only footage they filmed from the entire event and posted on their official TikTok account. Think about that. Out of everything happening at that concert, they chose to focus on a single Jimin performance. This says something interesting about how fashion and culture media view Jimin, not just as a musician, but also as an iconic figure in terms of style and stage aesthetics. And speaking of style, there's a small detail that became its own news story. Jimin wore an ear-flap beanie from the brand Goyang on the first night of the London concert. That beanie reportedly sold out on the official online store while the concert was still going on. This is solid proof of just how much influence Jimin has on fashion trends. Whatever he wears on stage has the potential to be hunted down by fans the moment the footage spreads. Now let's take a step back and try to understand why this particular moment feels so different compared to previous coverage of Jimin. First, this happened during a massive occasion, BTS's comeback in the UK after 7 years. That means media attention was already high from the start. In situations like this, coverage usually focuses on the group as a whole. But what happened here was the opposite. That massive attention ended up narrowing in on one specific member. Second, this praise didn't come from K-pop media or Asian outlets that are already used to covering Korean idols positively. It came from mainstream Western media, The Guardian, known for being critical, Billboard, the benchmark for the global music industry, and Dazed, a representation of youth taste in fashion and culture. Each carries different kinds of credibility, but all three are influential in their respective fields. Third, the term Samson Power carries strong narrative appeal. It isn't just a generic compliment like "his performance was great" or "he has so much charisma." This term paints a clear visual picture, it's easy to remember, and it instantly creates its own story. That's why, within a short time, it became a talking point across multiple platforms, not just among ARMY, but also among general netizens curious why the name Samson was suddenly being linked to a K-pop idol. For those who might not be too familiar, international media attention on Jimin isn't actually anything new. In fact, this Samson Power moment feels like the peak of a trend that's been building for a while. Jimin officially made his solo debut in March 2023 with the EP Face, led by the title track, Like Crazy. That moment became history in its own right, as he became the first solo K-pop artist to reach #1 on the Billboard Hot 100, an achievement no solo K-pop act had ever pulled off before. On top of that, Jimin was also named on Forbes Korea's list of influential celebrities promoting Korean culture on the global stage. He's also won awards at the Webby Awards for a collaborative video with a popular American talk show, showing just how far his influence has reached into Western entertainment, not just in music. In brand reputation surveys regularly published by Korean research institutions, Jimin's name has also consistently held the top spot as the most popular male idol over an extended period. This shows that his popularity isn't just about one viral moment. It's the result of years of consistency built up over time. So when major outlets like The Guardian and Billboard gave him special attention in London, it wasn't really a huge surprise to anyone who's been following his career. It felt more like a reconfirmation that Jimin's appeal and influence keep growing, even on an international stage where the competition is far tougher. Once this news spread, reactions from netizens and ARMY quickly flooded social media. Many expressed pride that their favorite idol received recognition from such major international outlets. Others pointed out how a small detail, like a hairstyle, could turn into a massive news story, proving just how much attention every detail of Jimin's stage presence tends to get. Some also compared this moment to previous spotlights on Jimin across various Korean TV programs and media, which have often featured him as a representation of Korea's cultural success on the global stage, standing alongside other major names from various fields. Whatever angle you look at it from, one thing is undeniable. This moment in London created a huge wave of conversation, and the term Samson Power is now cemented as one of the iconic moments from BTS's world tour this year. After 2 nights full of euphoria in London, BTS is scheduled to continue their world tour in Munich, Germany, with shows at Allianz Arena on July 11th and 12th. With this kind of momentum, many are already wondering whether the Munich stage will deliver a moment just as powerful or even bigger than what happened in London. What's certain is that this world tour has once again proven that BTS, and Jimin in particular, still holds incredible appeal on the international stage, even after years of a career full of major achievements. So that's the full breakdown of Jimin's Samson Power moment that took Korean and international media by storm. What do you think? Can a small moment like this turn into major news because of the person, or because of the moment itself being so unique? Let us know in the comments. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you don't miss out on the latest K-pop news updates. See you in the next video.